I'm Dr. Mathew from Trivandrum. Today we will be discussing about the importance of the pituitary gland in clinical practice. The pituitary gland is a small gland weighing almost a gram, and it is located in the base of the brain. In fact, the pituitary gland is a part of the brain. Although the pituitary gland is very small, it is considered as a master endocrine gland. The pituitary gland has got two areas. One is the anterior pituitary and the other is the posterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary has various functions. It produces tropic hormones which can control the adrenal, the gonads and the thyroid gland. In addition, it produces growth hormone and prolactin. Anterior pituitary controls various other endocrine glands like the thyroid, adrenal and ovaries and testis. The gland also produces growth hormone and prolactin. Growth hormone is involved in the growth of children and also in various parts of the metabolism. The prolactin hormone is involved with milk production in women. The posterior pituitary is another very important part of the pituitary, which is located behind the anterior pituitary. And the posterior pituitary produces an important hormone which controls the water regulation in the body. The pituitary is controlled by an upper area of the brain called hypothalamus. The hypothalamus secretes tropic hormones which comes to the pituitary and helps the pituitary to secrete further hormones which regulate the next level of endocrine glands. The relationship between the pituitary and the other endocrine glands are very closely regulated, and any disturbances either in the pituitary or the final endocrine glands can result in the changes in various hormones in the body. There are various diseases of the pituitary which should be understood. The pituitary can produce excess hormones and this can lead to various problems. These problems include increased production of prolactin, which can lead to various problems in women in terms of abnormal periods. It could also lead on to infertility in women and men. The anterior pituitary can produce excess hormones like the growth hormone, which can lead on to a condition called acromegaly. On the other hand, the pituitary can have a condition where the function of hormones are also reduced. In children, a reduction of the anterior pituitary hormones can lead on to growth insufficiency where the person ends up being short stature, or it could lead on to abnormalities in puberty when people fail to start their puberty, or at times when there is an activation of the pituitary gland, the puberty can start very early. Disease of the posterior pituitary can result again from an increase in function or a reduce in function of the posterior pituitary. An increase in function of the posterior pituitary, which is inappropriate to the body water and electrolyte, is called syndrome of inappropriate ADH secretion or SIADH. There is also a condition called diabetes insipidus, where there is reduced production of pituitary hormones from the posterior pituitary, where the person has got increased urine passing along with dehydration. Further, it's also important that there are various tumors that can arise in the pituitary which may require a medical treatment or surgical treatment. Putting it all together, the pituitary is a very important endocrine organ. It controls many other endocrine organs, and various diseases of the pituitary are quite common in the community. In case you have a disease of the pituitary, it is important that you meet an endocrinologist and get your disease sorted out. Thank you.